doorknobs and pant legs and all sorts of repairs. Welcome to How Do We Human? Those are just a few of our favorite things, and we're going to be talking about all three of them. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
And I'm your other host, Evan Cox.
And today we've got a real special episode. A very special How Do We Human, where we cover the hot topics of society, doors, pants, and repairs.
Yeah. We were coming up with an episode. I was like, I thought it'd be funny to do an episode about pants. And you're like, I thought it would be funny to do an episode about doors. Also, I've got some repairs to get done. We said, fuck it.
Let's do them all. Burn through all three topics.
So we don't need to do a bunch of dumb ideas in a row. Let's stuff them all into one big dumb idea. A big dumb snowball rolling down the hill that we can't control.
But before we get there, Evan, I gotta ask how you doing.
Oh, good question. I'm doing all right. I wanted to talk again about, and I feel bad, because again, I love these neighbors. They're the best neighbors I've got. My hippie neighbors up the road. Love them to death. They told me to eat spinach when my shoulder or my elbow was fucked up. They told me to get prolotherapy for my thumb. Still haven't been to the doctor. We'll see how that goes. That's 2 days from now. The other day, though, I went up there, and I was worried because they were out there, and I was like, I'm wearing my brace. They're going to talk about my thumb at me again. It's going to be a whole thing. But they didn't. And I was like, thank God. What she did instead was hand me a book.
Okay.
And I'm like, what's this? What's this?
There's something in my hands.
What's this? A book across the land.
You got there.
Kind of. It kind of was across the land, because it's a really, like, it looks very self-published, kind of amateur graphic design and photography on the front of it. And she says, you read this, right? And I was like, what? And she's like, I didn't tell you to read this? And I was like, no. And she says, oh, here you go. Like, okay, I didn't agree to this. But apparently here I go. And she said, it's a biography that was written about this guy, I believe in the Navy. And his granddaughter lives right over there on our book.
Whoa!
I was like, oh, cool, crazy. And her husband said, yeah, it's written like it was written by a fifth grader. And they kind of laughed. So I'm like, okay, so you're just actively giving me a bad book. And now I have to read it in case I see you the next time. And if I hadn't read it, I'm sure they'll go off on me on my thumb again. So now I've just got this book that looks like it really sucks.
How long of a book?
It's short. So there's that. It's Saving Graces. It's relatively short. I don't know. Maybe I'll give myself I'll read like a page a day.
Okay.
That might take most of the year. But I don't know. I hate.
You want to savor it. That's why.
I do. I hate having books foisted on me.
Yeah.
I read a lot. I read plenty. I don't need to add books I don't want to read about the grandfather of a neighbor I've never met.
What am I, back in high school? I don't want to read books I don't want to read.
Hey, what's this? High school? Get out of here. So that's my life. I'll let you know how the book is. Because this is the problem. I am that, like, self-conscious isn't the right word, but just like anxious. I'm that anxious of a person that I do have to read this. I don't feel, it's not like my old, when I got given the horse bloopers, the horse racing bloopers DVD.
Oh yeah.
That I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. I feel like I have to just read this because they're gonna ask me about it, and I'll let you know how it is. I hope it's
Okay,
interesting.
great. Yeah, are we gonna get a How Do We Human book report?
Ooh, that sounds fun. Maybe that's an episode. Book reports.
Yeah.
And I'll give one. I love this idea. Chris,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. As you know, I had taken Instagram and all other social media sites off of my phone.
Pew.
Um, Although I do have Facebook Messenger still on there.
That's
But
the
that I don't
exact
really
same
count
way I roll
that.
too.
But
Just because it's for whatever reason, it's the way certain people, it's the only way they'll talk to me.
yep,
I'm like, guys, you have my
exactly.
phone number.
But one of those people who primarily communicates that way is my fiance. So
Don't you
she
live
sent
together?
me yep. But I was at work a couple days ago and she sent me a message that was like, "Hey, I know you don't have Instagram on your phone, but I just sent you an Instagram reel. Um and the message of it is very important." And I was like, "Okay, I better re-download Instagram for a couple minutes to check this out, because otherwise I probably won't have an opportunity to look at it until like tonight, like another
That's right.
10-12 hours from now."
And this
So I
is an
better
important
check this
message.
out immediately.
Okay.
um do you have any guesses as to what the emergency message is? Because I will say that when I downloaded it, I had two messages,
Ooh.
one from my fiance and one from her sister, and they are the same thing. So, what is this hyper specific emergency message that I received? Any guesses?
2 guesses.
Okay.
Number 1, cute animal video. Number 2, the final ever carpool karaoke video with Adele.
It is, you were closer with number one.
Damn.
It is a video of a cat, and it says, "Cats are better than dogs because cats will never work for the police."
Okay.
That is the very important message that I needed to not only download Instagram and log back into to see, but also to receive twice within 2 minutes of each other. They each
Wow.
sent that to me because they are um they've been trying to convince me for a long time that we need to have we need to adopt or foster cats to tear up all our furniture and pee all over our belongings.
Hell yeah.
And stink up our whole 500 square feet living space.
Granted, I'm with them. Go get a cat. Come on.
But here's the thing, Evan.
What?
A mere Google search will tell you that the Chicago Police Department, police departments in Amsterdam, police departments in Japan, police departments all over the world have cats as well. ACAB, I rest my case.
All cats are bastards.
All cats are bastards.
That is fascinating. I love the idea. I think, as far as I can tell, this was just another little nudge to get you on team. Let's get a cat.
Yeah.
But I love the idea, and I might jump in now, of just bombarding you with Instagram reels and telling you, no, this one's actually very important. You keep downloading it. Granted, and this is a message to both of them. If that's your plan, I'll edit this out of the podcast. If that's not your plan and you're actually just trying to get a cat, hey, you can text an Instagram reel, and it doesn't have to open up Facebook. It'll open it up in a browser, and you can just play it without downloading it. Go to share, copy the link, text that bitch.
Yeah. That bitch is me. Turns out I'm 100%
Text,
that bitch.
don't text that bitch. I can't even say it. text that bitch, Chris. That's a hard sentence to say. Say that 5 times fast.
Speaking
I
of the
love that.
last carpool karaoke, Evan.
that my mom emailed me that, so that's why.
Oh, fascinating. Have you watched those? You know, you're a musician. Certainly, you've been
What?
fascinated by the carpool karaoke fever that overtook the world for the last 6 years or so.
Yeah, no, but
But certainly, no one can argue that in order to get into those cars, they had to open doors,
hey, that's the truth.
and and cars also need repairs. And I think in many of those videos, they're wearing pants. It all
It's
comes
true.
together. Thank you,
This is
Daddy
the truth.
Corden.
This is the truth. I don't think I've ever. I'm trying to think. Have I ever driven a car without pants? Maybe.
Your car always wears pants. I thought you were gonna say you've never. You said you've never. You're not sure if you've ever driven a car without pants.
Okay.
It makes sense.
It does. It makes perfect sense. I love it. It's an important
but
message.
I don't want to get away from this too quickly. I thought you were going to say that you had not seen any carpool karaoke's. Is that correct, or is that false?
That is false. I've seen one and maybe like a quarter of one. I watched
So
the
you
Paul
didn't
McCartney one.
watch the one that your mom sent you?
Not yet. She sent it to me
Okay.
late. She sent it to me late last night.
Interesting.
So I'll check it out. She told me it's going to make me cry. And hey, I love to cry. And I like Adele okay. I almost called her Odell. I like
I love
Odell
Odell.
Beckham Jr.
Yeah,
if the
it was
final-
an interesting
if the-
choice to do the final carpool
the final
karaoke.
carpool karaoke was with Odell Beckham Jr. This is where my producer mind goes. Like, that makes sense. That would be
That
weird.
makes
And
sense.
I would love to watch Odell Beckham Jr. do carpool karaoke. I've never understood the concept of we're gonna pay this person to come on. We're gonna get this big musician.
Yeah.
Everyone knows their songs. We're gonna get them in the car and have them sing their songs. Isn't that unique? No. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's the only thing I've ever seen them do is sing their songs.
This
Have them
is
sing other people's songs.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
That'd be fun.
I do
Let's
wish
listen
that
to an
it
80s
was
station.
more. Yeah, I do wish
And they
that it
could
was more like
sing
that.
some Madonna.
Yeah,
I don't get the concept. They had the Red Hot Chili Peppers on. They're like, let's sing Californication together. Like, why? What is? I don't want to hear songs I like. Just with James Corden also.
See,
That's a lesser than.
Yeah, I do wish that it was more like different songs, and you can maybe start and or end with the artist's song.
Promote the new single.
Yeah. I think in the they did a Christmas one where obviously they're all singing. It's like a super cut of a bunch of different people singing, and they're all singing one Christmas song. But there was they did one for Broadway, and they're all singing like different musicals, and
Okay.
yeah, that's what this should be, because I
That's
guess we love a mix of songs. But
Yeah.
all that being said, I understand why that became such a cultural phenomenon of working the way that it does.
I don't.
You wanted to do an episode about pants, Evans.
Yeah.
You said you had a lot of thoughts about pants.
I do.
Let's
I forget what they were.
let's put those thoughts on one leg at a time.
Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Is pants was my pitch.
Yeah.
I partially
You pitched
forget why
pants?
pants was my pitch. I pitched something in pants.
Gross.
Thanks, bro. But I pitched pants. You pitched doors. You had some repairs done.
Yes.
We mashed it all together into an episode. And at this point, I have way more to talk about doors and repairs than I do about pants. All I have to really say about pants right now, fuck pants. You know?
Interesting.
And I
Why?
think.
Why? Because I've never seen you as a shorts man. I don't believe.
Oh, I wear shorts.
Maybe this
I wear
has
shorts
changed. Maybe
quite
the
a
pandemic
bit.
changed you. I don't know.
I would say it did. But it also says, goddamn, global warming sweeping the nation at number one on the charts.
Yeah. Number one again.
It's just getting fucking hot, and it's already like summery, and it's fucking April still. I hate it. But yeah, no, when we were doing improv, I'd do jeans all the time. But to be fair, you also would mostly see me at like 11 p.m.
True.
So I'm not one to, unless it's like still 90 degrees at night, I'll wear pants to a thing like that. Plus, I wanted to present myself as a man.
Yeah, you
in
were
pants.
professional. Yeah.
Man in pants gets no laugh. And there is the tragedy. That was my life.
Extra, read all about it. Man in pants gets no laugh.
My memoir from my 3 years doing improv, Man in Pants Gets No Laugh. But I do nowadays. I mean, especially post-pandemic, I've become very into, like workout pants. Not pants, shorts. What do you call them? Gym shorts.
Yeah.
I wear gym shorts all the fucking time. It's as little pants as I can get away with while walking my dog. My problem with pants, though, why I'm mad at pants, is that I keep gaining weight. And that's my pants' fault. And I feel like I can, a shirt has a little give, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Give a little bit.
Right.
I was gonna say something else, and then I just didn't. That was fun. So I feel like I can get away with kind of wearing shirts for a while, unless they're like button ups and I'm popping buttons. But man, I'm not even like, I don't feel like I'm gaining a significant amount of weight. I think I just hit my threshold barrier where I'm like, I was good up till now, but now every pound I gain or lose actually like changes my size. And I keep fucking having to buy new pants, and then most of those won't fit anymore. It's not fair. I don't like it. I've even got my sad man pants extender. My little extra button made of plastic I'll put on my pants. And some of my pants don't fit me with the extender. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I am in a similar spot as well, where it feels like I have not gained enough weight to feel this constrained in these pants.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you and I are very similar. I would imagine that a lot of the weight that we do accumulate all goes to the same spot, which is like exactly where I have to button my pants.
Exactly.
I don't know if you experience this too, but sometimes, I'll put on my pants in the morning and I'll be like, these fit fantastic.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, it's like, I need these off immediately or the fabric's going to tear.
Yeah. First off, important question. In the morning, are you putting those pants on one leg at a time like everybody else?
Yeah, stars, they're just like us, is what all of our listeners can say.
We are your stars now. But the other thing is like, we're in this weird I mean, I think collectively we can all agree we're in this weird. Why can't I say that word? Because I'm trying to say weird world, weird world, weird world, weird world, weird world, weird world, weird world. We are in this weird world. This is Benedict Cumberbatch. We are in this weird world called the Marvel Universe. We're in this weird, quote unquote, post-COVID world where COVID still exists. I know people that have it right the fuck now.
Shout them out.
Up. Shout them out. Nobody you know. So in the pandemic, I'm wearing pajama pants all the time. You've seen in us recording over here, sometimes if I have to stand up, I'm still wearing those pajama pants, baby.
It's true.
But the further and further into it, especially me with a dog where I have to go outside regardless at certain points of the day, I just got to go for a little walk with my dog. I try more and more. I'm wearing jeans right now. I try to wear pants more often, or at least gym shorts. I can get away with a t-shirt and gym shorts. You look like a normal person, right?
Yeah.
It never feels good to walk around with my pancake pajamas at like 2 p.m. Everyone else is dressed. The problem is, though, because of the pandemic, I still work from home. And so I'm sitting down all day. That's pants at their worst. That's pants, even if I'm standing up and they fit comfortably, that's pants digging into my gut. I'm going to have a line going across my waist because I've been sitting down all day.
You don't want a line on your waistline.
Oh, God, no. There's already a line there. And you just crossed it.
I feel bad because sometimes, not about anything that has to do with you, but sometimes I'll be on the couch, or maybe I've just finished a meal. Ooh, yeah. And I want to be gross old fat dad and just unbutton those pants and just let the gut loose.
Fuck yes.
And the feeling of it is great, but man, it's really not always an appropriate time or place to do that.
The doctor's office. Don't do that. Cars, going back to doors.
Whoa.
And repairs. Yes. I'd be lying, especially when I was going from doing that stupid, I don't know why I did it. I guess it was just where I moved when I moved here. The commute from Long Beach to Culver City, which I worked, I had to go to work around 8 a.m. and leave work around 5 p.m. That was some days a 2-hour drive each way. Absolutely, I was unbuttoning my pants. I was undoing my belt, unbuttoning that top button for most of that drive home and hoping, knock on wood, let's not get arrested.
Yeah.
And have to explain why my pants are undone.
Yeah, I've had that before as well, where I've been driving home and really oh, please, please don't let me get pulled over. I've never been pulled over in my life, but I know it's going to be when my pants are undone.
That's right. We've got to, there has to be, this was an idea forever ago, because you brought up, all these things came up so early in the podcast that I've forgotten about them. The things that have never happened to Chris that don't make any fucking sense. He never burps. He's never stepped in dog poo-poo.
Yeah.
He's never been pulled over.
Yep.
This is an episode at some point. It's all going to happen to you, on one day, and you're gonna be like, woe is me. Why is the world so cruel?
I burp and lose control of the car, so I get pulled over. Then as I'm getting out of the car, I step in dog poo.
Yeah, because the cop asks you to get out because you're drunk.
I'll be like, excuse me, officer, do you have any cats in your precinct?
What is the reason for the cats in the precinct? What are they doing? Just being cute?
That's the thing, is I think they're just being cute.
I feel
I
like I
feel like they were
100%.
stray cats that like
Yeah,
wandered around
that
the
makes
precinct,
sense.
and then the cops were like, "You want a badge and a gun?"
I
Um,
love a good office animal. So, like, yeah, if I was a cop, fuck yeah, have a cat around there. It's probably mostly a very not fun job because you're surrounded by bastards. Why
of
not surround
course.
yourself with one or two cats? It'd be great.
I do want to talk about repairs here because the
Okay,
reason
I
that
was gonna
this
go to
came up,
doors.
well,
Real,
we have a quiz about doors, so
we
I figure
do.
we save them to the end.
And real quick, alternate pitch for my lovely alternate world. ACAC. All cops are cats.
Interesting.
It'd be pretty cute.
Interesting.
It'd be pretty cute.
Um,
Maybe that's the alarm, the siren
the
on the cop car.
siren.
Has this been done? Is this Zootopia? I've never seen it. Is this what Zootopia is about?
This is not what
Please tell me.
Zootopia is about. No. Um,
This is not Zootopia. Yeah. All right. You can talk about repairs.
although I guess I don't remember for sure. In BoJack Horseman, there's of course Officer Meow Meow
Ooh,
Fuzzy Face,
yes, that's
but
true.
whether or not that cat cop has a cat siren, I'm not sure.
It would feel like a waste.
Anyway, as I was driving to work yesterday, I realized, hey, I don't think my headlights or my
Yes.
taillights are working. The car's running fine, and it seems very unlikely that all four bulbs would burn out at the
Right.
same time. So there must be some sort of other underlying issue.
Yeah.
But I got to work, and I spent most of the shift like researching on my phone, like what are the possible things it could be. And people
Can
were
I?
like, it
Can
could
I?
be, yeah, go ahead.
In the sake of talking about repairs, because I don't know shit about shit. Can I throw out a guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Spark plug.
I don't believe so.
The funny thing is, as I said that, I'm like, that's not what spark plugs do at all.
Yeah.
I 100% know what spark plugs do. This sounds like an electrical issue, though. That's all I got.
Yes, a lot of people were like, you're gonna have to check the fuse box,
yes.
pull out some of those fuses, see if they've been blown or not. It could also be a bad relay. Could also be something wrong with the switch.
Nintendo.
And yeah, it could be the Nintendo Switch that I've installed in my car is absorbing too much power.
Might need an update.
But I knew that if it was a fuse issue, I could fix it myself. But if it was either of the other two things or something else entirely,
yeah,
I was not sure what I would do. So I made an appointment for the next morning to take it in to Pep Boys. But I was like, overnight, I want to try to run a couple more tests, and see if I can get something to work to at least drive home. Because I didn't get off of work until 11:30 last night, and if I don't have headlights or taillights, I probably shouldn't drive anywhere.
Because you can't make heads or tails of the situation.
So true. But I was like, I'll get back. I'll check fuses. I'll see if I can get something to work. And it'll be a little bit easier because it'll be night, and so I can actually tell much easier if I have headlights on or not, instead of trying to do it in the sunlight and try to, put as much shade over as possible to see if they're on. But if they don't work, then I guess I'll sleep in my car and then drive it in the morning. And I told my fiance that, and she was like, Don't. Why would you do that?
Don't sleep in
That's
your
the
car.
dumbest idea I've ever heard. And I was like, I mean, it's the last resort. It's not like I'm like clocking out. Like, see, guys, I'm gonna go sleep in the car. It's like I'm gonna do a little bit of work to see what I can get figured out. Um, but she was like, no, I'm gonna pick you up instead. And she was mad about it, but she volunteered to pick me up. For the record, I did not ask.
Okay.
Because the other option was we were gonna try to switch cars on her way home, but she wasn't going. Like the timing wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah.
And then the other option was for me to tell my bosses that I was gonna go home early, but then I felt
Yeah.
bad because somebody would have had to stay late in my place, and that would have made me feel bad. Um,
Because no one's ever
yeah.
done that to you before.
Exactly. They do it to me all the time, but I would have felt bad.
Oh, I don't want to
Um,
do that.
and so she picked me up, and I didn't do any tests on it last night. I just left it in the lot overnight. She dropped me off this morning to look at it again. I look at it. It sure seems like nothing's working still. And my appointment's in like an hour and a half. So I go back home. Uh, shower and grab some food because I don't know how long I'm going to be sitting at Pep Boys.
Yeah.
Um, then I go to the Target parking garage, which will be a little bit more shaded too, to try and get a better idea. And I
Also,
pull into
just
the
a great
Target park.
excuse to go to Target.
Exactly. I'm like, well, I'm here. I might as well spend a bunch of money. Um, I get into the parking garage and I put the car in park and I hear a click and now my headlights are on. I'm like, what? Oh, what is happening?
Huh?
I get out, the taillights are on, the headlights are on, everything seems to be working fine.
Whoa.
But if I go to switch on the switch, because I have it on
Yeah.
auto for my lights,
Right.
if I go to switch it as like turn them on, then they turn off. That can't be
Interesting.
right. So only when they're on auto now, and I'm in a like dark enough place, they turned
Yeah.
on. If I manually turn them on, they don't turn on. So I run a couple more tests, try to mess around with some other stuff, and I finally go to Pep Boys and I'm like, "Hey, here's what's going on." And they're like, "Yeah, that's pretty weird. Pull it in over here and we'll take a look at it." They take a look at it and they're like, "Well, everything's on right now, so there's just keep an eye on it. We can't do any tests if it's working fine. Like we can't figure out
That's
what
the worst.
could have caused that." So I went back home, and now I just have to hope that that everything's fine, and it was just like too bright outside for the lights to come on. So, but I feel like I learned a lot about ways that I could repair things in the future, because that's the way that I like to do it. Is I like to do extensive research to see if I should try and do it myself instead of getting a professional involved.
I'm glad you say that because that brings me to my next point. But
Whoa.
I'm saying like weird. I understand. I think it's because you went to a Pep Boys and they're like one of the more popular chains you can bring your car to. And so they just look at it as maybe everyone would give that same reaction, or maybe they just look at it as like we'd be losing money if we spend this much time figuring out on it. But man, I hate getting that result of like, oh well, if we can't replicate it, there's no way for us to look into what might be that bullshit. That's absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
Drives me batty. But this sort of weird stuff, I think, would stop happening in your life if you would just get pulled over and step in some dog shit. I think that's the key.
I don't really want to put that to the test.
You're afraid. You're afraid.
Yeah,
I'm
you got
afraid
me.
of how you would go about trying to get pulled over. I mean, driving with no headlights. That
That
can
would
that
have
can
been a
get you
good
there.
start.
That would have been a
Yeah,
good start. Anyway, I brought that up. Not that I don't want to shut your story down. That's why I'm
it's
so.
over, so it's fine.
So it's over. Roll credits. Starring me and the Jebby Lube guy. No, I'm grad. Wow. I
Man,
told you
you
I'm
are
tired.
struggling.
I'm having a really hard time talking today. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm the exact same way. I've talked about it in the past. I spent all that time trying to fix that couch, and then I just ended up getting rid of that couch because I didn't. I failed. I failed really hard. And I spent hours. I spent countless hours. I mean, I could count them, but I didn't, and now it's been too long. So now those hours are countless. But what I had recently break on me, or rather what I didn't notice was broken all the fuck along, which feels like so much lost time, was my carpet cleaner. As you mentioned, I have pets, or a
Yeah.
pet. My girlfriend has 2 pets. They hang out here all the time. Every now and then you'll get some pee on your carpet. So I own a carpet cleaner to take care of that situation. And I don't know what it was that made me look, but at a certain point, it's basically got like a spout. It shoots out the carpet cleaning solution. It's got a suction thing, so it then sucks it up. You're like uh, pulling a lever, like holding a lever thing. That's shooting out the solution. You're moving it forward. You let go of that. Now it starts sucking that up, and all that, and all the while, there's a bunch of little brushes under there spinning, getting all that grime up. And I don't know why it popped into my head, but I looked under there one day and I realized these little brushes aren't spinning at all. And then I realized, like, that means this isn't doing shit. How long has this been broken? I retroactively can say, like, I think this has been broken for years, and I just never looked to see. And maybe that's why my carpet's not as clean as I would like it to be. So I'm looking on YouTube. I'm like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, because the alternative is I get rid of this and buy a new carpet cleaner, which I was happy to do, but still, if I can save $150 or so,
Right.
I'm going to do it. Otherwise, this thing has worked well this whole time. And so I've looked it up. I figured it out. I've taken all the screws out of it. I take this thing completely the fuck apart. And the little mechanism where it's basically the suction coming in is what makes the brushes spin. So there's like a mechanism with ball bearings and gears, and they go whizzz, all completely rusted over. Nothing will even budge if I'm trying to force it. So I'm like, all right, we can do this. I get some WD-40. I'm soaking stuff. I'm prying stuff off. I get it all out. I get it all cleaned up. I buy new ball bearings. All right. This takes so long. There were all is lost moments. There were times where I was like, it's over. It's Chinatown, Jake. We got to get out of here. And I pulled through. And I got that shit working again. And it felt so fucking good. And I was like telling my girlfriend, like, look what I did. I'm amazing, right? She's like, yeah, you're cool. But I was so happy. And then, like, less than a month later, I was trying to use the handle. Like, there's a handheld part you can hook up to it to do, like, upholstery and stuff. And that's now broken. And I'm like, that might be the end of it. I say all that to say this. Last night, my girlfriend was like, ooh, my sister just texted me about this thing, and they're going to open one up in Glendale. They're called repair cafes, and people will just go there, like volunteers who know how to fix shit. And you can just bring your broken stuff into this cafe, and someone will fix it for free, or they'll try to fix it for free. I'm like, that's awesome, but I can't do that.
I would never go in there.
It's the same reaction I had. I'm like, I love that this exists. At first, I'm like, yeah, I should volunteer. I don't know. I don't know how to do shit. I just look everything up on YouTube, but I'm that like ridiculous. I'm like, oh, you're suggesting I volunteer? It's like, no, you got that broken thing. You can go take it in and they'd fix it. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe, but maybe I'll take another crack at fixing it, further break it, and then spend that $150 and get a really nice new carpet cleaner.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
I'm a broken person. It's maybe the number one if you look at like old sitcoms stereotypes of men. It's the home improvement thing. Like, that just is one that is like, nope, that is me. I don't know why it's hard. Maybe just I watch too much Home Improvement. It's just hardwired in me. Like, we can do it with powerful enough tools. I can fix this. And Tim Allen's really been like a guiding light for how I live my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Falling in style.
That's true. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I fall, but it's always with style.
Do you know anybody who watches Last Man Standing with Tim Allen?
No,
me neither.
And that's why it's called Last Man Standing. There's one Home Improvement fan that still watches the Last Man Standing, and the show is just about that one audience member.
Oh, I guess that show's stopped having new episodes 2 years ago. But
okay, then definitely
how many?
No.
Would it surprise you to learn that show ran for a decade?
No,
9 seasons, 194 episodes.
That show was very successful.
And yet, we don't know anyone who watches it.
It's because it was mostly aimed at people not like us.
Yeah, that's true.
More people who stormed the Capitol.
Now that was a test to see who would be the last man standing.
Last comic standing? Nah, don't get me started. That was my shit.
And I don't understand why those U.S. Capitol raiders didn't just use the doors and instead broke all those windows. But
great.
Do you have any door stories?
All right, let me see. Yes, I do have a door story. I have just not a story, but just an anecdote that we can discuss. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I used to work at a terrible fucking job, and I hated every waking fucking moment of being in that building. It was torture. Except for the friends I had. I had some good friends there. They made it bearable. Otherwise, I hated every second of being in that building every day and driving that fucking 2 hours to and from it. It's a real bad, real dark time in my life. And then one nice thing, the one thing I had, my only saving grace was I had my own office with a door. God bless that fucking door. And there was a long period where I felt like, because I've always, I hate an open office concept. I'm not a fan of that. We've talked about those before.
Yeah.
But I do try to be a good neighbor in an office. I like having like people who walk by and go like, "Hey, Evan, how's it going?" We chat for a while. That's lovely. So I try to keep my door open. And I did that for probably a little over a year straight. And my door was a door. My door was a door. It was a lovely door. A door with a window about twain high. Twain high? Doesn't mean anything.
High.
It had a little glass square in the center of it. Not the center of it. That would be a weird view. That's me just looking at my pants. You're like, are those buttoned all the way? Like up where it would frame my little face were I to stand and look out of it.
Literally, so everyone knows what you're talking about, even though it took almost a minute to get there.
So this is the kind of door I'm dealing with. So basically, I'm like, even if I shut the door, I've got a lock on the door too. If I shut the door, I lock the door, people could still walk by. Also, the way my office was set up, my back was to the door, which sucks, and anybody walking by could see what I'm doing on my computer. And let's just
I hate
say,
that.
the guy I was working with was a real piece of shit who loved to sneak up behind people, watch their computer, and if they were doing anything other than spending every waking moment working on a project for them, call up corporate and be like, I don't think Evan's working out. This is the kind of environment it was. I hated it.
Sounds healthy.
Have I said that enough? Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was healthy. If toxic is healthy, then yeah, it was healthy, you could say. Anyways, after about a year or so, I got confident. I'm like, you know what? I'm kicking ass at this job. This guy can fuck off. I'm good at my job. I'm crushing it. And I can do what I want. I don't directly work for him. I work for the corporate fucking office, and they're cool with whatever I want to do. I bought some blinds for that little window. I had engineering, because you can't do it yourself in an office like that. You got to talk to engineering. Engineering will do it for you. They hung up these blinds. Suddenly, I had blinds. I had like a big fucking steel door that I could lock and close those blinds and, get to work. No. it was a nice, like, it felt bad. Like, it did feel bad because that does look like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing or whatever.
Yeah.
Did I ever use that to take a nap? Yes, once. But otherwise, I was always hard at work. I just didn't want fucklehead looking over my shoulder the whole time. And it was lovely. But I don't know. It's a bad look. It makes me feel like I'm standoffish to all those people I do like in the office. So now people have to knock on the door to even know if I'm there. I don't know. It's the old what's his name? Poet Robert Frost. The fences make good neighbors, etc. Like a good neighbor, Robert
State
Frost
Farm
is there.
Yeah. That's my favorite
Robert Frost from State Farm. Robert Frost from State Farm is a bit character I should put together for some bit show. Anyways,
it'll go really well with your Odell Beckham Jr. carpool karaoke.
I think I've got a wonderful
These are
variety
things
show.
that just make sense.
They do. This is a wonderful variety show. I'm putting it together.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be funny. I am questioning how much sense it makes.
That's okay. When in the history of this podcast, when has that ever been a sticking point for you?
That's fair.
How much sense does this make? As we do an episode about pants, doors, and repairs. Anyways, all of that.
It makes sense.
To ask you, how do
You've never driven a car without pants.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that situation? Whether or like I don't know, like you've got an office in an apartment, you keep your door closed. It feels standoffish, but it's also not, as people that like our alone time. Sometimes it's very nice to have a little space. I don't know. Your thoughts?
I do think it's a bad look, but it's like at a certain point that doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
And, something else that's a bad look is peeking through the window to see if someone's working or not.
Oh my God. I had an old coworker who, like, we'd all be in a meeting and this guy would fucking like creep outside, and there would be blinds drawn there, and this guy would always just like have this sixth sense for when he was standing out there, and would just flip the blinds up and catch him peeking on us. And I was like, that's as good as it got. That's the type of work. That's the type of workplace it was, where I'm like, that's hilarious. we caught him. But yeah, like what are you gonna do? I don't know.
At the same time, it does, as I'm sure many feline officers have said, it's like, well, if you had nothing to hide, why were you running? Exactly. Or like, why'd you get a lawyer if you have nothing to hide?
That's what the feline officers would say.
That's what the feline officers would say.
Cat
ACAB.
puns in there.
No. Because it's a lot of the humans that they get partnered with that try to like do the cat puns, and the cats are like, I'm just trying to do my job. This is when I'm on the clock, I'm a cop first and a cat second.
It's going right in the variety show. This is perfect. This is a little cartoon to separate. This is TV Funhouse. I love it. Anyways, those are my main door thoughts. Doors rule, but dogs drool. And
how do you feel about Doors?
The band?
Yep.
The Doors? I like the
Doors.
The Doors get a weird, like, almost a bad rap nowadays. Like, I feel like there's some blowback because everyone used to say, like, oh, Jim Morrison was a poet. And now people are like, nah. And I was just like, I mean, I never really felt like he was a super good poet. I just like the music. So, fuck off.
What if you took out Jim Morrison and replaced him with Robert Frost?
Hey, now we're talking. Man, I wish I knew more Robert Frost poems off the top of my head. He's in a little carriage going through the snow.
Is he the one who talks about a road less traveled? Or is that somebody else?
I think that is Robert Frost. That and the carriage going through the snow and fences that make good friends. These fences make good friends. Now.
See, and I'm thinking of like the Friends intro, right?
Yeah,
and they're all dancing in the fountain or whatever, and then it cuts to the seventh friend, and it's just a stationary white picket fence. I do have a quiz for us to take, because one of the most awkward things about Doors is not knowing whether or not it's a push or a pull. And so this is a quiz from BuzzFeed where it's given us 13 different doors that we'll be looking at, and we have to decide, is it a push, a pull, or does it go both ways?
Yes.
Something else that's awkward as I start to share this screen with you so we can look at these is when you're in another person's car for the first time and you like can't find where the door handle is from the inside to like get out.
They like to make those sneaky sometimes.
Yeah, they try to like combine it with the armrest or whatever. Or some of them, like you've got to manually unlock it, even though the car has been brought to a stop and it feels like it should just open and unlock automatically.
What if every time you stopped a car, the doors just automatically opened?
Yeah, that's a good invention.
It is.
Save it for plugs.
That's the last sketch of the night in my variety show. It's driving in traffic every time all the cars stop their doors open.
Of course, because we're looking at images of all these doors for this quiz, we'll have to do our best to describe them to you.
And you're going to love it.
Door number 1 is a door that's kind of, it's not flush against the wall. It's like in more,
It's,
and it says exit above it.
yeah, I
Uh,
have no doubt about this one.
I
And if
feel
I'm
very
wrong, I'm
confident as
pissed.
well that this is
This is
a push to open.
this is a push. I feel like there's no way you could even pull this door open. It's
Correct.
too
It would be
deep.
two in the frame.
We
We were correct. That was a push. This is our next door. This looks like the front door to a
Oh,
little cabin. I feel very confident about this
I
one as
also
well.
feel very confident. I wonder if one of these times we'll disagree. Yeah,
This
is
feels like a
cabin
pull.
door. This feels like a pull because we got hinges on the outside.
Yes. Now we're looking at double doors at the top of a staircase that appear to be like a church, perhaps.
Yeah, okay. This
Um,
one's actually tough in my mind. I don't know about you.
I have a gut instinct, but I'm not. It's not as clear as the other two were.
I'll explain my conundrum so people can imagine what we're looking at here. It is, what's the word I'm looking? Not concaved, but where it is, it's deep in a frame, I guess, around the door.
Yeah, I guess.
That is curved at the top.
Yeah, I
Domed,
love
you
my
could
curvy
say.
door.
I love my curvy door. It has pull handles, but it does
Yes.
feel like the door would not be able to pull out. It feels like it would have to push in, but it is weird that it has handles for that. I don't think it's possible it could be pull, so I'm gonna say push. But if I'm
Okay,
wrong,
we do
I
at
think it
long
would be
last disagree.
I think it would be a go both ways. You think it's a pull?
I do think it's a pull based on those handles.
But look at the top
They
of
got
the
those
door.
handles.
Look at what the
Yeah.
curved top of the door. How would that even that would scrape along the top of that?
Yeah, but see, I can't tell if the top like isn't like flush. You know what I mean? I can't tell if it like is more pointed outwards.
Okay. Does that mean we have to say it goes both ways?
Yeah, if we disagree,
If we disagree.
it goes both ways. Let's see. That is incorrect. I'm just gonna keep doing the quiz on my phone. The correct answer was, in fact, mine. It was a
Bullshit.
pull door.
I did. They need
there
to
you go.
offer us an image of it being pulled. Because I refuse to believe that that could be opened.
All right, we have another what looks like a front door to like an apartment, perhaps. And it has like only one of the doors. It's another double door
Oh.
situation, but only one door has a handle. And I think this is a push.
So I mean, I was wrong on the last one, but I feel it's such a weird that type of handle when you're going to a public place.
Yeah,
I feel like if it's a push, you just put that flat metal thing there and you push it. I don't know why we're putting handles on doors that can't be pulled. That's a waste of time and confusing. But I think that's the purpose of this whole fucking quiz.
I think that the frame up here makes it look like it can't open out. I feel like this frame looks like it's over the door to stop it.
Maybe.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be weird too, though. Everything's weird.
Do we have to put it goes both ways if we disagree?
I think I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna say it's a poll.
That was incorrect. I again was correct that it is a push door.
Wow.
All right, Evan. Standard looking door here.
Very standard looking door.
Very standard, bright blue and yellow and white door.
I mean, this is a
We got
This is
beachfront property or something.
it does look beachy from the outside, because I didn't even think about this. Technically, it'd be one way, and one way the other way. This is a push.
I agree. I think this is a push as well.
Mainly because this looks like a residence, whether it is or not. And it should be. it should be a pull.
We are correct. That is a push door.
Thank God.
Moving on to our next door. This is another set of double doors behind a gate. And it looks like there's maybe like a call box on the on one of the doors as well.
Tiny mail drop.
Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly, but something's mounted on one of those doors. I don't know about this one actually.
Yeah, because going by what I just said, it should be a push, but it doesn't really look like it. And I almost feel like any door that has a handle, even though we keep having to guess that, I feel like that can't go both ways, right? That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, this does not make sense for this door
I think this
to
door
open both ways.
Is just a mind fuck. It's going to be the opposite of what I said in the last one, because this does look like a residence, but it does feel like a pull to me.
It feels like a pull to me as well. So I guess we'll guess pull. We are incorrect. It is push.
It's horseshit. But that does go along with what I said last time. Is the door covered in cockroaches?
Yeah, this looks like a locker, maybe. Like those are little like vent holes on this
like
one here. There's a little metal handle and a little keyhole there.
If this isn't a pull, I don't know what is.
This better be a pull.
Like, I got nothing else to say. I've never had a locker that you push in. Feels like a waste of space.
We were correct. That was a
thank God.
That was correct.
Can you imagine lockers with push doors? You'd put your stuff in and then everything would come out when you close the door.
This looks like some sort of greenhouse entrance. Or like a little
wedding venue.
Foyer. Yeah, a wedding venue.
A foyer.
I think I know, but go ahead.
I think. Oh well, actually, now I'm seeing both, because I was gonna say it looked like because it's what do you call it? There's like a strip in between the two doors that does kind of make it look like
a support beam or something. Yeah,
but those hinges are on the outside, so that might just be a
catch.
Visual illusion, and I feel like that has to be a pole.
That's a good catch with the hinges on the outside. I think maybe the strip is connected to
the
one
side.
Door with the handle.
That's what I'm thinking, to keep the other door closed.
Yeah,
but it's all
okay.
white,
So that's a pull then. That is correct. None of these have been. It opens both ways, by the way. So here's this fancy ass double doors here outside of what clearly must be a church or some sort of historical building. They've got like it looks like Greek gods like holding up the roof or the awning of the building next to the doors here with intricate
and
gold and black and yellow design here. I don't know what to make of this door.
I don't even see handles.
I'm going to say that this has to push, because I don't think that it can pull open with the brick archway here.
But here's my thought though. Is because if you look through that, there's standard door material. Is this all connected, or is this a door to a door? At which point it would have to be a pull. You know what I mean? Like a gate before a wooden
I
door.
guess.
Do you see the
what
stuff I'm
I
seeing?
think? What I think is that it might be a gate. Yeah, I guess it could be a gate, but I don't know
that's
that there's a
definitely.
door on the other side.
But
I
there's
feel
definitely
like that
glass.
may just be a hallway or whatever.
There's glass.
There is
behind
glass
it.
further back. Yeah, I just don't know if it's directly behind or if it's further behind. I guess the shadows make it look like it's directly behind.
I'm putting it all on a pole. I'm sorry. I'm so
sorry. Okay. What a surprise. I was right. It's a push.
I'm fooled by every church we get.
Here's a very nice looking door outside a very nice looking, what I'm assuming, residence.
Yeah, it looks like a
double door, funky looking handle, but yeah. The way that this handle is placed is bizarre to me.
It's very
because it looks like it looks like the handle is on the like center beam. Like that's not connected to either door.
Just twist the handle and then both doors just shoot open on their own.
I guess. Yeah.
I think the one thing I that always steers me right that I need to pay more attention to is we can't see any hinges on here.
Correct.
This door makes 0 sense. It shouldn't exist. It's an anomaly, but I think it has to be a push. Or a both ways.
God, Evan, I think it has to be
You think it has to be a pull? Because you can't see the hinges? What if the hinges are on the inside?
I guess I just don't understand what
door.
The other half of the door would be like.
Nobody knows. This door makes no sense. There's a handle in the center, in the exact center of the two doors.
This door truly does make no sense. But I think if I'm walking up to this door...
Here's the question,
I guess...
though.
But if I push in, then why? Like, is this even?
Is this double
two doors,
or is this one door?
Is this one door with an awkward handle placement?
Because I've seen this before on an older house, and it wasn't a fancy knob like this. It's just a normal door handle that was in the center, and it was one massive door. And
okay,
that shit was a pusher.
All right, let's put push.
I'm pushing.
All right, that's correct, Evan.
Yeah, I did it. I got one weird door correct.
Unfortunately, it looks like this is another sort of church door or something like this.
This looks Italian. I'm fucked.
This looks Italian.
There's no handles.
Which would then have to be a push, yes?
I was gonna say no. I was gonna say it could be our first both ways, but I don't see any way you could pull this unless those are like handles. It looks like
like in the center there.
Looks like two knockers. I could get my hands on and pull real hard. I don't know.
I'm gonna say push.
I'm gonna say push with you, but there is a part of me that wonders if this isn't our first. It goes both ways.
It's not. It's a push.
All right.
All right. Here's like an office door. It looks like we see hinges in this one, and we've got our first example of the mounted hinge or whatever that is that you see in classrooms.
Compressed air thing to make it close slowly and not slam. Which way does? I mean, this is a pull, right?
I think it has to be a pull.
I think it's the only way that can go.
We are correct.
Hers are.
This is our last door, Evan.
Thank God.
These are big double doors.
Handles. They're long handle. You can get your fingers around.
Yes.
No hinges in sight. But again, we've still yet to see a single. It could go both ways. Are they fucking with us?
That's true.
In my mind, we're beyond the doors, and I'm just questioning BuzzFeed authors.
As you should.
Always
these big wooden doors God, I feel like they are push to open.
I
And
would
the
agree.
reason that I feel like that is there's that thick ass doormat underneath that would be a real pain in the ass to like open the door the other way.
And also, what I noticed when you were noticing that is the thick ass like hunks of 2x4 at the bottom of each one that
Yeah,
look like you
those are
could
weird
kick it
too.
open with your foot. I think this is
Yeah,
push.
okay. Then
But
let's
again, although I kind of want to say it goes both ways because they got that
God
you
damn
kick
it.
it open, but they got that handle so you could pull it. But you're right, as is, you could not pull this door open onto that mat. So we'll say push. We'll say push.
Tragically,
Oh no.
we are incorrect,
Fuck me.
and that is apparently a pull to open door.
Wow.
They've just barricaded it with a
This mat is easily 2 inches high, if not more. It looks like if I didn't know it went deep like a mat, it looks like a French loaf of bread, like a baguette. It looks like a big baguette laying at the door.
It does.
You could not open this door.
So there you have it.
Wow.
We know certain doors, and we don't know others.
We don't know others.
And if you and I are going somewhere, our odds are better if I'm the first to open the door.
But it mostly felt like if we're traveling to like Florence or something and opening some very old church doors.
Yeah.
You
Mamma
lead the
mia.
way.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
That's right.
No
and
hinge.
speaking of,
How am I to push you?
no hinge because we're both in relationships. Heyo.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. Boy.
Was this fun to listen to? Let us know.
Let us know.
Please. We'll stop. We just, I don't know. You guys keep letting us think this is fun to listen to. Maybe it's not. I don't fucking know. We're having a good time, though, and we hope you are, too. I don't think we learned anything, but I think we really nailed down that, pants are uncomfortable. Doors are hard to read sometimes. Chris will never be arrested. And
That's right.
We just love trying to repair things.
If anybody out there needs me to commit a murder, let me know. I'll never get arrested. That's the How Do We Human promise.
Well, how about that for a superhero? Their only superpower is they can't be arrested. But they use it for good.
Yeah. Yeah, they use it for good.
You're listening to How Do We Human, and you're having a good time doing it. And you can keep doing it. You can listen to the other 200 some episodes, like 210 other episodes. Listen to that backlog. There's some funny ass shit in there. And you can find that anywhere. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean. Daddy goddamn Podbean has this podcast. Can you believe it? Anywhere of these places you go, you can leave a rating or a review.
Man, you're struggling.
Anywhere of these places you can follow it. Like, I don't know, whatever they offer, just do it. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a nice review. Tell us what you think, because we love you and we love to hear from you. You can also chat with us on social media. We're out in these feeds. Hey, you can find us on Instagram at How Do We Human.
We got that handle.
You can find us over on the old Facebook at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
Of all the other places you can listen to us, you can also just pop us on YouTube. We don't have a video going there, but we do have all our recent episodes and new episodes pop up there. YouTube at How Do We Human.
Handle.
Fuck yeah. And last but not least, send us a little message. I didn't say that right. Send us a little message. I lost my voice for a second. Leave us an email. We're on Gmail. Are you guys on Gmail? You can find us. How do we human? I start that over. How do we human pod at gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email. It makes sense.
It does.
This show makes sense.
Honestly,
all
out
the
of
time.
out of all of that, probably the platform I spend the most time on out of all those, it might be Gmail. my favorite social media platform is Gmail. Chris,
Yes.
what do you got going on right now?
I am interested in taking over a certain BuzzFeed type of video. We were just taking one of their quizzes and we were talking about YouTube. I want to get on that BuzzFeed YouTube channel and tweak one of the videos that they like to put out. I don't know if you've seen these, but sometimes
Probably.
they have celebrities read thirst tweets,
Okay.
in which they get celebrities, they pull different tweets, and I know why they do it this way, but I'm looking to shake things up because the way that BuzzFeed collects these thirst tweets is for the male celebrities. It's always like so and so owns my bussy or whatever. And then for the female celebrities, it's like so and so is so beautiful I can't even. Hey, BuzzFeed, these tweets are not the same.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I know why you're doing it, but I
Yes.
think that every BuzzFeed celebrities read thirst tweets, whether it's a celebrity identifying as male or as female or something in between, has to end on the filthiest tweet that you can find.
Yes.
The tweet that is so horribly perverse.
Unabashedly
that is
horny.
the thirst tweet that we all want these people to read.
I'm glad. I was worried for a second what you were going to pitch was that we seek out, like, really actually thirsty people, people that don't have enough water to drink, and they're tweeting like, "Please send water."
Yeah, all the tweets do
thirsty
have
much?
to come from Flint, Michigan.
Thirsty much, Flint?
Evan, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. So I've talked about my thumb issue, my old tendonitis, my mommy thumb I have. But, I initially was worried about the carpal tunnel. I had the trackball mouse, and now I got this thumb issue. So I've got this what do you call vertical mouse, which is
fancy.
It's funky and weird. You get used to using it pretty quickly. It's one of those where it's like the mouse is basically at a vertical angle and your hand stays upward like you're giving a handshake.
It looks like a tidal wave.
Kind of,
but
yeah.
The mouse is the wave. Whoa!
I wanted to make a mouse noise, but then I was like, what is that even? That's a squirrel.
Squeak, squeak.
There's a, what do you call it? A hamster over here. Wake that guy up. Get some hamster noise. Right? Uh-huh. Anyways. I've tried all these mice mises, and this kind of works, but I do feel like this is still like I'm having to move my arm too much. I wonder if there's not another option. You might say another one that we haven't tried yet.
I might.
We haven't tried this yet, and I'm thinking like I'm calling it for now, it's a gross name. People aren't going to like this, so we're not going to call that officially. It's not going to be on the package. But I'm thinking like a come hither mouse. Where your hand
we're not gonna call it that.
Where your palm is up. the mouse goes
Uh-huh.
over, and you're just using your fingers to go like this in a come hither motion.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Not only
yeah.
is it a gross name, it's gross to see in person.
Why are you saying we shouldn't be on video?
Yeah.
People don't want to see this. I'm just saying
People
it might
do
work.
not want to see that.
I'm going to prop up. I've got a Apple Magic
Even if it's
Mouse
the clip
here.
that we pull from this episode, people do not want to see that.
I'll censor it. Everyone out there, if you've got an Apple, like a Magic Mouse, it's you know how to use one. Get some popsicle sticks, glue them to the side, flip that bitch over, slide that hand underneath, and get to scrolling and see how it feels. I know this sounds awful. I bet that would be infinitely better for our wrists and our thumbs.
Yeah, I mean, in order to like really, yeah, exactly. Make sure you don't ever use your mouse dry again. Make sure that you really lubricate those fingers as you slide it under your come hither mouse.
I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.